What happens when a future queen steps forward after months of silence, revealing a journey of resilience that captivates the world? Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has broken her silence, and her story is shaking the foundations of the British monarchy. From a deeply personal health battle to her rising influence within one of the world's oldest institutions, Kate's return isn't just a moment, it's a turning point. How has her journey reshaped public perception of the royal family? What does this mean for the monarchy's future? And could Kate's leadership redefine its legacy forever? Let's dive in. Kate Middleton had always been a symbol of grace and poise, someone who carried the weight of royal duties effortlessly. So, when whispers of her prolonged absence began to circulate, the public grew restless. Where was their beloved Princess of Wales? The answer, when it came, was as shocking as it was sobering. In March 2024, Kate Middleton broke her silence in a heartfelt video message, revealing that she had been battling cancer. Her words, carefully chosen and delivered with her characteristic composure, resonated around the globe. This wasn't just a personal revelation. It was a moment that humanized one of the most visible figures in the world. It was a rare glimpse behind the polished exterior of royal life, and it left everyone stunned. The gravity of her announcement was profound. For years, Kate had been the steadying presence in a monarchy often overshadowed by scandal and controversy. Her absence, though noticeable, had not prepared the world for such a personal and vulnerable revelation. As the news spread, it became clear that this wasn't just about Kate's health. It was a moment that shifted the narrative surrounding the royal family. In the days following her announcement, messages of support poured in from across the globe. Social media platforms were flooded with heartfelt posts, sharing admiration for her bravery and offering prayers for her recovery. Charities, world leaders, and fans alike rallied around her, emphasizing how deeply Kate had touched lives through her work and public presence. This outpouring of support wasn't just about sympathy. It was a testament to the impact she had made, both as a royal and as a compassionate leader. For years, Kate had quietly championed causes that resonated deeply with the public. From her advocacy for early childhood education to her work in mental health awareness, she had redefined what it meant to be a modern royal. Her approach, always warm and genuine, set her apart in an institution often criticized for being out of touch. And now, in the wake of her revelation, that connection felt even stronger. But as the public rallied behind her, there was an undeniable tension brewing within the palace walls. The monarchy had faced its share of challenges over the years, but this was different. Kate's absence had created a void, one that couldn't easily be filled. While the Princess of Wales focused on her recovery, the spotlight shifted to other senior royals, and the dynamics within the family began to shift. Queen Consort Camilla, a figure often shrouded in controversy, found herself stepping into a more prominent role. For years, Camilla had walked a delicate line, navigating her responsibilities with caution and careful attention to public opinion. Her journey to acceptance had been long and fraught with challenges, but with Kate temporarily out of the picture, she had an opportunity to solidify her influence. Yet this newfound prominence brought its own challenges. Camilla's approach to royal duties, rooted in tradition and protocol, often felt at odds with the modern, accessible style that Kate had cultivated. Public reactions were mixed. While some appreciated Camilla's steadfastness, others couldn't help but compare her reserved demeanor to Kate's warmth and relatability. It was an unspoken rivalry, but one that highlighted the generational divide within the monarchy. As the weeks turned into months, speculation around Kate's health journey continued to dominate headlines. The palace, known for its discretion, offered little insight, fueling curiosity and concern. Was she recovering? Would she be able to return to her royal duties? These questions lingered, creating a sense of uncertainty that loomed over the institution. For Kate, the road to recovery was far from easy. Behind the scenes, she faced the physical and emotional toll of her illness with the same quiet strength that had defined her public life. Close friends and aides described her as determined, someone who approached every challenge with unwavering resolve. This determination became a beacon of hope for those who looked up to her, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, resilience could shine through. But resilience wasn't just a personal trait, it was also a cornerstone of Kate's role within the monarchy. Her return, when it came, wasn't marked by grand gestures or public declarations. Instead, it was quiet, deliberate, and deeply symbolic. Each reappearance carried weight, signaling not just her recovery, but her readiness to step back into a role that had been waiting for her. Kate's first major public engagement came in June 2024, during the annual Trooping the Color event. The world watched as she joined her family to celebrate King Charles's birthday, her presence a poignant reminder of her enduring commitment to royal duties. Though visibly thinner and more fragile, there was a quiet strength in her demeanor, a testament to the challenges she had overcome. The reaction from the public was immediate and overwhelmingly positive. Images of Kate, dressed elegantly and smiling graciously, flooded social media and news outlets. Commentators praised her resilience, noting how her reappearance symbolized hope not just for the monarchy, but for anyone facing personal battles. This moment, though triumphant, was just the beginning. Kate's gradual return to public life became a carefully orchestrated journey, one that balanced her ongoing recovery with her responsibilities as a senior royal. By October, she was back alongside Prince William, visiting a community center in Southport to meet emergency responders and mental health professionals. The visit was a stark reminder of the causes closest to her heart, causes she had championed long before her health battle. As her public appearances increased, so did the anticipation surrounding her next steps. The question wasn't just about when Kate would fully return, it was about what her return would mean for the monarchy. In a family often defined by its traditions, Kate's journey felt like a turning point, a moment where the past and present converged to shape the future. Her story wasn't just one of personal triumph, it was a reflection of the monarchy's ability to adapt and evolve. In breaking her silence, Kate had done more than share her struggles. She had reminded the world of the humanity behind the crown. And as she continued her journey, it became clear that her voice, once quiet, would play a pivotal role in defining the monarchy for generations to come. Behind the regal facade of the British monarchy lies a world of unrelenting scrutiny, where even the smallest absence sparks rumors. Kate Middleton's prolonged retreat from public life had left a noticeable gap, one the media and public could neither ignore nor explain. While her revelation about battling cancer provided clarity, it also unveiled the fragility of those who seem larger than life. Her health battle wasn't just a personal ordeal, it was a journey that underscored the weight of her role. Kate's fight against cancer became a story of courage and vulnerability, one that resonated deeply with millions who saw her as a symbol of strength. The revelation sparked global conversations, not just about her illness, but about the immense pressure carried by those in positions of prominence. Within the palace walls, the news reverberated with equal intensity. The monarchy, often portrayed as stoic and unyielding, now had to navigate uncharted territory. Kate's absence highlighted how integral she had become to the institution's public image. Her steady presence, known for balancing tradition with a modern touch, had been a cornerstone of the royal family's efforts to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. Her health struggles also cast a spotlight on the emotional toll of royal life. For Kate, this was a battle fought not just as a royal, but as a mother, wife, and individual. The public's admiration deepened as they began to see her not just as a princess, but as a person facing extraordinary challenges with grace. However, with Kate stepping back to focus on her recovery, a vacuum emerged within the royal family. Other senior royals were thrust into the spotlight, most notably Queen Consort Camilla. For years, Camilla had worked diligently to carve out her role within the monarchy, overcoming a legacy of controversy and public skepticism. Yet stepping into a more prominent position during Kate's absence presented new challenges. Camilla's approach to royal duties had always been rooted in tradition. Her reserved demeanor, while fitting for a bygone era, often seemed at odds with the evolving expectations of the public. While she managed her new responsibilities with commitment, her efforts were frequently overshadowed by the anticipation of Kate's return. The comparisons, though unspoken, were evident. Camilla's traditional style contrasted sharply with Kate's relatability and hands-on approach, creating a subtle but palpable tension within the public narrative. Public perception played a crucial role during this period. Kate's absence didn't diminish her influence. If anything, it amplified it. Messages of support for the Princess of Wales flooded social media, with hashtags and campaigns rallying behind her recovery. Her initiatives, from mental health awareness to early childhood development, continued to gain traction, even in her physical absence. This dynamic underscored an important reality. Kate had become more than just a royal figure. She was seen as a symbol of modern leadership, someone who bridged the gap between the monarchy and the public. Her approach to royal duties, centered on genuine connection and progressive values, had set a new standard, one that others struggled to emulate. Camilla's challenges were further complicated by the younger generation's growing preference for figures like Kate and William. Their ability to connect with contemporary issues resonated deeply, especially with younger audiences. Camilla's efforts, while sincere, often felt rooted in the past, creating a generational divide that was difficult to ignore. Despite the challenges, Kate's gradual return to public life signaled a turning point. Her reappearance wasn't just about resuming her royal duties, it was a testament to her resilience and unwavering commitment. In October, her visit to Southport alongside Prince William marked a significant moment. Meeting with emergency responders and mental health professionals, she exuded a sense of purpose that reaffirmed her role as a compassionate leader. This visit wasn't merely symbolic, it was a reaffirmation of the causes that mattered most to her. Kate's dedication to mental health advocacy had always been at the heart of her public work, and her return only strengthened her commitment. The public response was overwhelmingly positive, with many praising her ability to prioritize recovery while remaining deeply connected to her responsibilities. As Kate's appearances became more frequent, so did discussions about her future within the monarchy. Her journey had not only highlighted her strength, but also underscored her readiness for greater responsibilities. Observers noted how her experiences had deepened her understanding of leadership, making her an even more formidable figure within the royal family. For the monarchy, Kate's return offered a chance to recalibrate. Her story of resilience and recovery provided a narrative of hope and renewal, one that resonated at a time when public trust in the institution was waning. Her ability to connect with people on a personal level, combined with her modern approach to royal duties, positioned her as a key figure in the monarchy's efforts to remain relevant. Yet this period also highlighted the complexities of royal dynamics. While Kate's influence grew, the tensions between tradition and modernity became increasingly evident. Camilla, who had long been a stabilizing figure for King Charles, now faced the challenge of adapting to an evolving monarchy shaped by Kate's vision. As the weeks went by, it became clear that Kate's journey wasn't just about overcoming illness, it was about redefining what it meant to lead. Her ability to navigate personal challenges while remaining steadfast in her commitment to public service set her apart. This wasn't just a return, it was a re-emergence that carried profound implications for the future of the British monarchy. The next steps in her journey would not only shape her legacy, but also redefine the institution she represented. The world watched closely as Kate Middleton, once a symbol of quiet elegance, emerged as a beacon of strength and resilience. The weeks following Kate Middleton's return were transformative both for her and for the monarchy. Her re-emergence wasn't just a relief to the public, but also a wake-up call to the institution she represented. The monarchy had long relied on its traditions to maintain stability, but Kate's journey exposed the need for a more modern, relatable approach. Her story of resilience resonated with a global audience in ways that royal traditions rarely did, underscoring the power of personal connection over protocol. Yet this transformation wasn't without challenges. Within the palace, the dynamics were shifting. Kate's gradual return to public life placed her back in the spotlight, a position she had always occupied with grace. However, her rising influence inevitably cast shadows over others who had stepped into larger roles during her absence. Chief among them was Queen Consort Camilla, whose journey to acceptance within the royal family had always been a delicate balancing act. Camilla had spent years trying to redefine her public image. Once criticized as the other woman, she had gradually earned a measure of respect through her dedication to King Charles and her understated approach to royal duties. But her reserved nature and adherence to tradition often left her struggling to connect with younger generations. The public's preference for Kate's hands-on, modern style became increasingly apparent as comparisons between the two women intensified. This wasn't a rivalry by design. Both women were bound by their commitment to the monarchy, but their contrasting approaches highlighted a broader tension within the royal family. Camilla's methodical, conservative approach reflected the monarchy's historical roots, while Kate's relatable and progressive image hinted at the institution's future. The balance between these two styles was precarious, and as Kate resumed her role, the monarchy had to grapple with how to integrate these differing visions. For Kate, her return was about more than resuming her duties. It was about solidifying her legacy. Each public appearance was carefully curated to reflect her values and priorities. Her work with mental health charities, for instance, became a cornerstone of her royal identity. She didn't just lend her name to causes, she immersed herself in them, meeting with individuals, listening to their stories, and using her platform to amplify their voices. This level of involvement distinguished her from the ceremonial roles that had defined previous generations of royals. Her ability to connect with people on a personal level wasn't just an asset, it was a necessity. The monarchy's relevance in a modern world depended on its ability to bridge the gap between tradition and progress. Kate's role in this evolution was clear, but it also underscored the challenges facing others within the family. Camilla, for example, often found herself compared unfavorably to Kate in public discourse. This wasn't entirely fair. Camilla's dedication to her role was undeniable, but it highlighted how much the monarchy's image now hinged on relatability. As Kate's influence grew, so did speculation about her future within the monarchy. Her work wasn't just about addressing the issues of today, it was about shaping the institution for future generations. The causes she championed, mental health, early childhood development, and environmental sustainability, reflected the concerns of a younger, more globally conscious audience. This focus positioned her as a leader not just within the royal family, but within the broader cultural conversation about what leadership should look like. Her partnership with Prince William was another cornerstone of this vision. Together, they represented a monarchy that could evolve without losing its essence. Their collaborative approach to royal duties, often focused on community engagement and advocacy, set a standard for what modern royalty could achieve. This dynamic wasn't just a strength, it was a model for the monarchy's future, one that emphasized teamwork and shared responsibility. However, the contrast between Kate and Camilla wasn't just about style or strategy. It was also about perception. Kate's journey had humanized her in ways that resonated deeply with the public. Her battle with cancer, her dedication to her family, and her commitment to her causes all painted a picture of a leader who understood the challenges and aspirations of everyday people. Camilla, on the other hand, often seemed to struggle under the weight of expectations that had been placed on her long before she became queen consort. This dynamic came to a head during a pivotal moment for the royal family, the Balmoral Summit. Convened to discuss the future roles and responsibilities within the monarchy, this gathering brought together senior royals to address the challenges and opportunities facing the institution. For Kate, the summit was an opportunity to formalize her growing role within the family. Her ability to connect with the public and her commitment to modernizing the monarchy were seen as invaluable assets. The outcomes of the summit were telling. Key responsibilities were redistributed to align with the monarchy's evolving priorities. Kate's portfolio expanded, reflecting her rising influence and the public's trust in her leadership. Camilla, meanwhile, saw a reduction in her responsibilities, a move that underscored the generational shift within the monarchy. This wasn't a demotion, but a recalibration, one that acknowledged the growing importance of figures like Kate and William in shaping the monarchy's future. The summit also highlighted the delicate balance between tradition and progress. While the monarchy had always relied on its historical roots to maintain its authority, the need to adapt to modern expectations was becoming increasingly clear. Kate's vision for the future wasn't about abandoning tradition, but about making it relevant to a contemporary audience. This approach, while effective, also raised questions about how other members of the royal family would adapt to these changes. For Camilla, the summit was a moment of reflection. Her journey within the monarchy had always been about resilience, and while the outcomes of the summit signaled a shift in responsibilities, they also reaffirmed her commitment to the institution. The challenge for her was to find her place in a monarchy increasingly defined by figures like Kate, whose approach represented the future. As the summit concluded, one thing was clear: the monarchy was at a crossroads. The balance between tradition and progress, between past and future, was more delicate than ever. And at the heart of this transformation was Kate Middleton, whose journey from silence to strength had not only captivated the world, but had also redefined what it meant to lead in the modern era. The Balmoral Summit marked a significant turning point in the royal family's evolution. For years, the monarchy had relied on tradition as its anchor, a constant in a world that often seemed to shift too quickly. But as Kate Middleton's influence grew, it became clear that the future would demand a different approach, one that balanced the weight of history with the needs of a modern society. Kate's increasing prominence was not a result of mere circumstance, but of deliberate action. Her dedication to causes like mental health, early childhood development, and sustainability reflected a deeper understanding of her role. She wasn't just performing royal duties, she was redefining them. ensuring they resonated with the values of a contemporary audience. The outcomes of the summit signaled this shift in priorities. Kate's responsibilities were expanded to include a broader portfolio of public engagements and charitable initiatives, reflecting the trust placed in her ability to lead. For many, this was a natural progression. Her connection with the public, her relatability, and her willingness to address issues head-on made her the perfect figure to carry the monarchy into a new era. Camilla, on the other hand, faced a different reality. As queen consort, her role had always been defined by her support for King Charles and her efforts to maintain the monarchy's traditional image. But with the focus shifting toward modernization, Camilla found herself in a position that required adaptation. Her responsibilities were recalibrated, not diminished. But it was evident that the monarchy's center of gravity was moving toward the younger generation. This recalibration wasn't without its challenges. For Camilla, the changes underscored the generational shift within the family, a shift that wasn't always easy to navigate. Public perceptions added another layer of complexity. While Camilla had worked tirelessly to earn her place in the monarchy, the comparisons to Kate were unavoidable. The public's preference for Kate's modern approach was clear, and this preference inevitably shaped the narrative around Camilla's role. For Kate, these changes were both an opportunity and a responsibility. Her expanded role came with heightened expectations, not just from the public, but from within the palace itself. The monarchy's future was increasingly tied to her vision, a vision that emphasized empathy, accessibility, and progress. This wasn't about abandoning tradition, but about ensuring it remained relevant in a changing world. Her initiatives reflected this approach. One of her key focuses was mental health, a cause she had championed long before her own health battle. Through partnerships with organizations and public campaigns, Kate sought to break the stigma surrounding mental health, encouraging open conversations and access to support. These efforts weren't just symbolic, they had a tangible impact, reaching communities that had long felt overlooked. Kate's work in early childhood development was another cornerstone of her vision. She understood that addressing societal challenges required starting at the roots, ensuring that children had the support and resources they needed to thrive. This focus on early intervention wasn't just about policy, it was about fostering a culture of care and compassion. Her commitment to sustainability further demonstrated her forward-thinking approach. From promoting eco-friendly practices at royal events to supporting environmental charities, Kate's efforts highlighted the monarchy's role in addressing global challenges. This wasn't just about public relations, it was about using the monarchy's influence to inspire meaningful change. As Kate's initiatives gained momentum, they also highlighted the importance of collaboration. Her partnership with Prince William was central to her success, a dynamic that exemplified the monarchy's potential for unity and shared purpose. Together, they represented a model of leadership that balanced individual strengths with collective responsibility. For the public, this partnership was a source of inspiration. It wasn't just about the work they did, it was about the way they did it, with authenticity, humility, and a genuine desire to make a difference. This approach resonated deeply, particularly with younger generations who saw in Kate and William a reflection of their own values. This generational connection was one of Kate's greatest strengths. She understood the importance of engaging with the issues that mattered to the public, from mental health to environmental sustainability, and she did so in a way that felt personal and genuine. This wasn't just about representing the monarchy, it was about redefining it for the 21st century. Camilla's journey during this period was more complex. As the monarchy's traditional anchor, she faced the challenge of adapting to a landscape increasingly shaped by modern values. Her contributions, though less visible, were no less significant. From her support for King Charles to her dedication to charitable work, Camilla remained a stabilizing force within the family. But the comparisons to Kate, though often unfair, were inevitable, shaping public discourse in ways that weren't always favorable. The dynamic between Kate and Camilla wasn't one of direct rivalry, but of contrasting approaches. While Kate's relatability and modern vision resonated widely, Camilla's reserved style appealed to those who valued tradition. This balance was essential to the monarchy's ability to navigate its dual role as a historical institution and a contemporary entity. As the monarchy moved forward, the lessons from the Balmoral Summit remained clear. The future required collaboration, adaptation, and a willingness to evolve. Kate's role in this evolution was undeniable, but it also underscored the importance of unity within the family. The challenges they faced, both internal and external, could only be addressed through a collective effort. one that honored the past while embracing the possibilities of the future. The public's support for Kate continued to grow, not just because of her initiatives, but because of what she represented. A monarchy that understood the importance of connection, compassion, and progress. Her journey from silence to strength wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a testament to the power of resilience and the impact of leadership rooted in authenticity. As the spotlight remained on her, the question wasn't just about what Kate would do next. It was about how her vision would shape the monarchy for generations to come. As the dust settled after the Balmoral Summit, one thing was clear. The monarchy was evolving, and Kate Middleton was at the heart of this transformation. Her journey from silence to strength had captivated the world, and her leadership was becoming a defining force within the royal family. This wasn't just about fulfilling royal duties. It was about shaping the future of an institution that had to adapt or risk fading into irrelevance. Kate's expanded role came with new challenges and opportunities. The public's expectations were higher than ever, fueled by her personal story of resilience and her growing portfolio of causes. Every appearance, every speech, every initiative carried the weight of her dual responsibilities, honoring tradition while embodying progress. It was a balancing act, but one she navigated with remarkable poise. In the months following the summit, Kate's presence became more prominent, both at home and on the global stage. Her engagements reflected a strategic shift toward issues that resonated with contemporary audiences. She wasn't just attending events, she was actively shaping conversations about mental health, environmental sustainability, and social equity. These weren't new causes for Kate, but the scale and scope of her involvement were unprecedented. Her work in mental health continued to set her apart. Kate didn't just advocate for awareness, she championed systemic change. Collaborating with leading organizations, she pushed for greater accessibility to mental health resources, particularly for children and young people. Her ability to speak openly and compassionately about these issues broke down barriers, making her a relatable figure in a world that often felt disconnected from royalty. Kate's environmental initiatives also took center stage. In an era of increasing awareness about climate change, her efforts to promote sustainability within the monarchy sent a powerful message. From advocating for eco-friendly practices at royal estates to supporting global conservation projects, Kate used her platform to inspire meaningful action. Her approach was practical and inclusive, focusing on small, impactful changes that could be replicated beyond the palace walls. These efforts were bolstered by her partnership with Prince William. Together, they represented a united front, a modern royal couple committed to addressing the challenges of the 21st century. Their collaboration wasn't just symbolic, it was deeply strategic, reflecting their shared vision for a monarchy that was both relevant and resilient. They didn't shy away from difficult conversations or controversial topics, understanding that true leadership required courage and transparency. However, as Kate's influence grew, so did the scrutiny. Critics questioned whether her modern approach risked diluting the monarchy's traditions. Others wondered if the emphasis on contemporary issues overshadowed the institution's historical significance. These questions weren't new, but they underscored the delicate balance Kate had to maintain. For Kate, the answer lay in authenticity. She didn't view modernity and tradition as opposing forces, but as complementary elements of a larger narrative. Her leadership wasn't about abandoning the past. It was about making it relevant to the present. This philosophy guided her work and helped bridge the gap between the monarchy's historical legacy and its future potential. Meanwhile, the dynamics within the royal family continued to evolve. Queen Consort Camilla, while less visible, remained a steadfast presence. Her role, though recalibrated, was no less important. Camilla's contributions reflected the monarchy's enduring traditions, offering a counterbalance to the progressive energy brought by Kate and William. The interplay between these two forces, tradition and progress, became a defining feature of the monarchy's new era. For the public, this balance was both reassuring and inspiring. Kate's leadership symbolized a monarchy that could adapt without losing its essence. Her story, from her health battle to her growing influence, resonated with people across generations and geographies. It wasn't just about her title or her responsibilities, it was about her humanity and the way she connected with the world around her. As the year progressed, Kate's legacy began to take shape. She wasn't just a royal figurehead, she was a changemaker, someone who used her position to amplify important issues and inspire action. Her work wasn't confined to the palace, it extended into communities, schools, and organizations, leaving a tangible impact that went beyond appearances. This approach set a new standard for what it meant to be a royal in the modern world. Kate's ability to blend compassion with action, tradition with progress, made her a beacon of hope for the monarchy's future. Her influence wasn't just about the causes she championed, it was about the way she carried herself, the way she listened, and the way she led. For the royal family, this period marked the beginning of a new chapter. The monarchy was no longer just an institution, it was a dynamic entity capable of evolving with the times. Kate's journey was a testament to this evolution, a reminder that even in the face of challenges, there was room for growth and renewal. As Kate Middleton stood on the cusp of her future as a leader within the monarchy, the questions on everyone's minds were both hopeful and reflective. What would her continued influence mean for the institution she represented? How would her vision shape the monarchy's legacy? And perhaps most importantly, could her example inspire others to lead with the same grace, resilience, and authenticity? The answers to these questions would unfold in time, but one thing was certain. Kate's journey had already left an indelible mark. From breaking her silence to stepping into a role of profound responsibility, she had shown the world what it meant to lead with purpose. Her story wasn't just about her. It was about the monarchy, the people it served, and the possibilities of a future built on unity, compassion, and progress. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come that far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.